Part two for you, evil military. No, you can't. You are not masters of puppets. And Metallica's really pissed about Trump. Okay? Metallica is not neo Nazis. They can't control who comes to their concerts. Metallica are not mafioso men who chase around women and strangle them personally, savagely killing individual women because they're hookers. No. Metallica has a friend, Heidi Granger, that in a hot minute will drop a nuke on any hooker's head and sleep so much better at night. But Metallica can't control whether I come to their show or not. Okay? Metallica is not neo-Nazi. They're really fucking pissed at Trump for doing that to them. Evil military. You might as well go get your useless hookers and start savagely killing them. I cry uncle, okay? Or these hookers better fucking run fast, okay? Because by the time I'm done with these videos, they're not going to have their grandiose plan. The judges in the federal and the renters court better get a plan other than your endless issuing of arrests and trying to get me loaded up with bullets while I'm sitting in a terrorist cell. You better get a plan to see me with all the Navy SEALs back in your courthouse, back on YouTube, with your junky fake lawyer Brian, who I doubt will be there, or some other plan, smartass. Because it ain't loading me up with bullets and it ain't arresting me in your terrorist cell, because you have the evil military once again protecting you. To my relatives, this includes my biological mother. There are 11 of you, 11, 10 plus 1, who these very evil military men will wipe out all at once. All at once. My biological mother, I have prayed and prayed for. I have to stop praying for her. What I want is for her to be arrested, psychologically examined, and then this pursuit she has will finally be physically, forcibly stopped. I don't wish death on her. What she's done before this terrorist cell and what she's done since I came in here, I had no control over. But the evil military is planning to wipe out 11 of my relatives, all of their sitting officials, any of these DOD cats that they had playing like masters of puppets down there up to the 22nd of July. They're going to wipe them all out because they won't need them anymore. So I'm trying to help my biological mother. I'm also protecting myself. And what am I really doing? I'm going to kill the evil military, every last one of them, hiding under a rock, hoping Martians don't find them. Close your eyes, evil military. Don't look, because you might see glowing lights. And keep hiding under that rock. Maybe the Martians won't know you're there. Okay. So the final date is the 22nd of July. That court summons. You've got your renters court, terrorist cell, and the judges that work with the terrorist cell and the renters court that I have put on YouTube, that I have physically been and witnessed, and that the Navy SEALs have been in their courthouse. All right. That date is the 22nd. You've got the police department here, the precinct police department here, and their feds, the U.S. feds. That's Brian, the lawyer, the one that sent me all those fake letters, summonses from K Street, the fake address on K Street. Brian, you don't work on K Street. Are you smoking crack on K Street? I would believe that, but you don't work there. And that wasn't you that even sent it. Brian, it's not even your name, but hey, if I see you at the courthouse, which I doubt I will, I hope you look a little more healthy, because you are a drug addict and you look like it. Okay. So we have this terrorist cell, okay? The U.S. federal law enforcement are huge. The evil military is using it in this order. They're using that court summons, the Department of Defense, the military enlistees there. Not these crackhead psychos that throw punches, those army guys. No, a little bit more together than that. Probably the Pence crowd. Out of the DOD. And then right underneath them, they use the U.S. federal law enforcement officers. That's the crowd they're going to keep issuing those arrest warrants, the search warrants through that court summons, through those court power of judges. And they're just going to throw the kitchen sink at me. That's just breaching the compound, coming in with live bullets. It doesn't exclude all of the endless explosive weapons, devices I have witnessed day and night in here that I'm never allowed to talk about. I hope you enjoyed that, evil military, thinking I'm scared of you. No, you missed that one. I'm in here pissed off at Jesus a lot of the time. Not you. Jesus is a lot smarter than any of you, and I know he is. Okay, so forget it. I'm not even going to address these motherfucking Walking Dead men anymore. Granted to the public that I know how smart Jesus is, I get mad at him about this. Yeah, you understand. Okay, so the last two statements for the last consecutive 2 days that I made about going out of here, and then the following day I said where? Boston. It was all calculated and on purpose. One day and then the next day, okay? With those 2 days, at the times I did them and all that, because it's always about time, when and all that I did it. I amplified the evil military's plan that they had going by 45%. I sped it up. So that's my role, okay? My ripple, which was super good because the good guys then saw what they were doing 4 times faster. What the evil military was doing, which the good guys knew it, but it was concrete, they are doing it now, okay, was keeping me from leaving. I'm not going to leave according to them. That is a nightmare worse than a nuke dropping on all their hookers' heads. Okay, I'm not supposed to leave this place or move out. Rule number 1 in their fantasy world, as they try to outsmart Martians. They're going to. That's why these men just need to be killed. I don't care what kind of degrees and what kind of military background they have. You are the Walking Dead. All right, so I sped that up with my 2 days of things I said. On the second day, I said, where? Well, guess what? I don't really know what I'm doing until Jesus tells me. And how many times have I said that to the world? Everything I do, everything I say, he tells me what to do and what to say, especially in here. It's a million times stronger in here. Okay, so at the time that I made the first comment that I was leaving, that was yesterday, they were in full action, the evil military, Russia and US, from ever keeping me from having any sort of monetary resources, to even ever dream of leaving. First and foremost, they're going to keep me freaking totally destitute. Secondly, they're never going to let me know who really owns 1509 and 1511. Why is that? Because everybody's racing back and back and back to the courthouse, desperate to do anything they can through warrants, through searches, through raids, from keeping me from knowing who owns 1509 and 1511. It's such desperation, and it's so proven with their actions, because not only did they do it once, but they did it twice, that unless they want to roll an ISIS flag down Pennsylvania Avenue, we still have our legal system. We have all of our court systems here. I'm next in line. I'm right up through tort law and civil procedure from knowing who owns this house. That's why they're so desperate. Because if Tom, Dick, or Harry or Joe Schmo owned this house I'm sitting in, they would not be sending the Navy SEALs back to the courthouse. They would do everything else just to get me out in a million ways. Or keep waging utter and total violent war here, which they have. But they wouldn't be sending me back and back and back to the courthouse. No. That is proven. That isn't to be argued. That's fact. These criminals are desperate from keeping me from knowing who owns the house, which leads me to highly presume I have a relative who owns this fucking house, or a business with their name on it. I have a relative that has a legal tie to this house, and I have, through tort and civil procedure, lines up. I'm going to find out. Now, I hope that I don't find out that I have a relative that had to do anything with this terrorist compound with their name. No. But through the actions I've seen everybody take, yeah, you definitely would want to investigate that and that only. Who the fuck owns this house? And check out their family. We know it's not Thelma Hogue. That's a laughable joke. We know Brian's a drug addict, who I prayed for, because I think he's over his head. I think he's scared. I've known since the day they brought those court summonses back, I've known that all that is about, the only thing that is about is issuing arrest warrants through the court system. That's why they did it. By asking the public to have a bigger brain than that. Why are they so desperate? Because the person that they're trying to whack in the house is lines up through court and civil procedure to find out who fucking owns the house. And why would that be? Because somebody in their direct legal bloodline has their name on this shit. I'm not married, folks. It would be somebody I'm related to. What was explained to me through my guidance was this whole compound was owned by Moldova, Russian mob, blah, blah, blah. I've covered that. In this drama, this melodrama, they were able to legally untie, you untie it like you untie your shoes, 1509 and 1511. I'm in 1509. They were able to get these two properties out of the group of the rest of the properties. When that took place, we need to find out who put their name on these properties, and is it anybody who's bloodline, civil law, tort law related to me? Because if it was just Joe Schmo, Tom, Dick, and Harry, they would not be sending the Navy SEALs, because when I go, the entire Navy SEAL Special Forces go to their courtroom, and I know they don't really want that. No. Remember what they did to the Donald Trump parade? They took over the Air Force. So do you want that? Okay, let's go back to Renner's Court. They're out of their minds. So the evil military was using them, okay? And keeping everybody alive till this 22nd of July. Okay, I have 11 relatives up for the Wacola. I don't want anything to happen to my birth mother. 11, precisely. And they'll come and they'll take all my relatives out, all in the same night. And the coroner's offices, wherever they're alive, will be everybody I fucking knew that's related to me that knows of the evil military is all in the coroner's office the fucking next day. So you got to understand, I don't feel any tears for anyone but my mother. I don't want my mom getting killed by these people. No, otherwise, no. If you knew me personally out there, if anyone knew me personally, do I sound upset? No, there's reasons for that. No. But I don't want my mother being killed. No, no matter what she's done, I just can't feel that way. No, I don't. All right. And at the point of July 22nd is when they start to assassinate, like I put into writing, the sitting officials. Okay? If I go to that courthouse. That's the date. It's over. All right? But until then, they're throwing the kitchen sink at me with every sort of explosive device they can, every sort of police officer from the DOD, Department of Defense, U.S. federal law enforcement with live bullets coming in here, loading me up with bullets. They're declaring complete and official war on me in this house. Okay? And they're going to keep everybody alive with microphones in their hand. Maybe Trump can do a sing-along to Metallica from the Oval Office. They don't care. As long as he's on the TV, he can go ahead and he can do that. Okay? So since I just put about 70% of their basic plot on YouTube, this is part 2. It went over 13 minutes, so part 1 will be on Instagram. This will not occur. They will not carry this out. But I want to close to address these evil bastards. You can go ahead and keep me destitute, and you can keep me without being married, and you can keep me wasting away in here. You can go ahead and load me up with all your chemical weapons and shove all your chemical explosives under the floor. I will always do what Jesus says, and he's far, 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 far more intelligent than you are. And just to remind you, as soon as I hang this up, I'm going to hit more locations so that you cry like babies. Okay? And you can come running back here, which is precisely what he wants. Physically come back here, and you can get fucking killed here, and your cannibals that you can protect can then eat you. Goodbye.